What's up people? Really excited for today's video because I got the honor to introduce you guys to a brand new disc golf manufacturer called Tefat. I have 3 different molds here. I'm just gonna walk around, throw a couple of shots and show you guys how they fly and tell you my honest opinion. I'm not getting paid to do this, so brutally honest here. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the company and stuff. So let's get going. I have 2 different fairway drivers, one that should be overstable and one that should be understable. And then I have a mold that hasn't been announced yet, so I'm really excited about that one because I freaking love it. Let's start off with the overstable one. This disc is called mold 3.1. I'll tell you what that means in a minute, but let's just check out how it flies. That's so nice. First throw of the day though, so a little bit low. This is the same disc, but a test run, so this is not even the prototype. But let's see how that one flies as well. Really nice. It's a bit of a headwind though, so that one got that little flip up. But the numbers on it should be 8502. We're gonna see how it flies today and we're gonna put our own numbers on it because why not? Second up, we have the first mold that they ever made, and it's called 3.0. Easily explained, the first number is the type of disc. So 1 is putter, 2 is mid-range, 3 is fairway, and 4 is distance driver. So that was a 3.1, this is a 3.0. The second number is just the order that they made the mold. So this one is 3.0, which is the first one. That is 3.1, which is the second one. And if they make more, it's gonna be 3.2, 3.3, and so on. But this one should have 8, 6, minus 2, 2. I'm gonna put it on slight hyzer and see if it flips up. Let's see how it flies. Oh, that is flippy. Damn. All right. That might actually be a -3, but like I said, it's a bit of a headwind, but not that much. We'll see. And then we have the unannounced mold. It's a putter. So this one is called 1.0. The numbers they have for it right now is 2303, but I've thrown it quite a bit and I don't think it's a 2-speed. And I don't think it has 3 in glide. Right now I will put a 3203. It's really overstable though. But let's throw them and you guys can decide what you think. Starting off with the blue one, which is in the softer plastic. The orange one is really stiff. I would compare it kind of to a Rhino. In the Discmania lineup, I would compare it kind of to a P3X. Now for the harder plastic. Let's put a baby Annie on it and see if it flexes out. Look at that flight. But it's so slow in the air because there's no glide to it. So I don't think it is a 3 in glide, but the 2-speed might actually be correct. Let's look at the actual mold. And these are the putters that I was talking about. It's called 1.0. And this is what it looks like. Really flat on top. Kind of has a little bit of a downward edge here. So it's almost going downwards, but then it's just really flat on top. And then it has a little bit of a bead right here, but it's really round around the edges. Because of this little edge up here that it goes down again, I think that is why it doesn't have that much glide. But a really nice plastic. It's like pretty grippy. This is kind of a base plastic and this is the softer one, so even more grippy. Now it's wet though, but it's the same thing. A little bit of a downward edge here, but it's a really nice disc. At the profile out here, it kind of looks like a P3X. Kind of flies like one as well. But let's look at the other ones as well after I throw this in. Like, look at that, it's so reliable. I feel like it's kind of like a bit faster and more overstable batty because it doesn't have that much glide. So it doesn't go far either. Such a good disc, I really like it. Alright, so this is the 3.1, the more overstable of the 2 fairway drivers. And as you can see, really flat on top here as well, but it builds up quite far in and then over here it becomes flat. So it lies really nice in your hand and the plastic is super nice, like really swirly and nice, really like it. Quite a high parting line, so it goes up here, which makes the disc more overstable compared to 3.0, which is really low on the parting line. Let me get it. By the way, if you want the best disc golf towel in the game, go to bouncebackdiscgolf.com, use the code KKDG for 15% off. Amazing towels and patches and other stuff. Just go over there. But here we can see the difference. The parting line on this blue one, which is the 3.0, is a lot lower, which makes the disc more understable. This one has a bit more of a dome to it, which makes the disc glide much more as well. Like, these discs feel so good. Let's throw to that basket over there. First off, the 3.1. Let's put it on hyzer and see how well it holds the line. Well, there you can see, that's a really good disc. Hit the band on the first throw. I think 8502 is pretty spot on. It's not that overstable that it just dumps at the end, so 2 in fade also pretty spot on. Now for the prototype, that was the test run. A bit wider, a bit higher, comes down. Oh, hit the pole. So 2 throws, hit the basket on both throws. I think this disc is going in my bag. Like, it's so nice. Now for the 3.0, which is understable. 8.6 minus 2.2. Let's see if we think that is accurate. I'm gonna throw it flat this time and see how much it flips. I think minus 2 is accurate. A bit of a tailwind instead though. And now for the putter. I don't think I can get it to the basket, but I'll try. Kind of slipped out. A really nice flight again. Like, look at how that fights out and how slow it is. It feels like it's breaking in the air. So what do I want to give that disc? I feel like 2.303 is not correct. 2 in speed is probably correct. I would give it 3. I feel like it becomes slower. You know what, let's stick with a 3 speed, because out of my hand it feels like a 3 speed, but then it doesn't have like any glide, so it becomes slower. So do I want to give it 1 or 2 in glide? I'm like in between 1 and 2. But I think the 3 in fade is pretty accurate. It doesn't like hook up because it doesn't have that much glide, but it really wants to fight out like straight away. If you throw it flat, it's just gonna dump. But when you're throwing it on any, because there's no glide, it doesn't have the time to like hook back and actually fade, but it's trying to fight out of it the whole way. So I think 3 in fade is actually pretty accurate. Let's wait with the forehands for a bit and throw into the headwind now and throw them kind of 90% and see how they react. Let's start off with the putters, going for the shorter basket. So let's put a bit of height and Annie on this one. Parked. I think 2 in glide is good, because if it was 1 in glide, I don't think that would have got there, but the headwind kind of helped it a bit, so I think 2 in glide is accurate. One more in the stiffer plastic. Okay, that was a really bad shot. Too much nose up and it kind of got stuck on my fingers. But it still didn't go far, and it like came down on an actual hyzer this time. So I think I'm gonna stick with 3.203. That seems pretty accurate. Now for the test run of the 3.1. Let's put a bit of Annie on it and see how it fights out. Into the headwind. Look how it comes back. That's so nice. That's so nice. But it's such a cool company. They're called Tefat, which is the Swedish word for flying saucer, like a UFO, which is really cool. They produce their own discs, no help from other companies. They've kind of been doing this behind the scenes for 2 years, trying to get the perfect discs. But now they're slowly coming out on the market. But the first disc that they produced, which is the understable fairway driver 3.0, is gonna come out to local retailers and stuff in the middle of May. And then a couple of weeks later, you'll be able to buy the 3.1 there as well. But if you want to get your hands on one right now, they are available at järvadiscgolfstore.com or the physical shop at Järva, or you can send a DM to the guys at Tefat Sport on Instagram and you can buy them from them. Let's throw another 3.1 into the headwind. That is so nice. Like 8502, it's spot on. That's exactly how it flies. Let's try to go for a real flex line on this 3.0. Okay, that is flippy. When I throw it hard, I think it's more than a 2 in turn. When I threw it in the tailwind on the last throw, I said -2, but I think that might actually be a -3. Let's test it out a bit more and then we'll decide. And just to show you guys how unglidey these putters are and overstable, into the headwind here, just outside C2. Let's go for a jump putt and you'll see how they fly. Like, did you see how much power and nose up I had to put on that to get it there? And the Annie as well, and it fought out and landed on hyzer. Such a good disc. Like, I ran it, chain high, missed left, and I think I'm like 2 meters from the basket. But it was still a run. That's crazy. Let's put this one in the basket. Nope. Well, you can see, like no glide, so it just sits. Really overstable, really reliable. Might be one of my new favorite approach discs. Let's hyzer flip the 3.0 and see how much glide it has. Oh my god. Really weird throw. I was running downhill, so I kind of planted really weird. But you saw the flip and just the glide. Definitely a 6 in glide. That was crazy. But might still be a -3 in turn. And like I said, I'm not getting paid to do this review, so I'm brutally honest. I've thrown these 3.1s on forehand quite a bit. My forehand feels really wonky at the moment because during the winter I was almost not throwing forehands at all. But for my forehand at the moment, they feel maybe a bit too slippery. I don't know. Let's test it out and you'll see. So you see they come out a bit wobbly for me at the moment. Don't really know why, but like you saw, it was wobbling and then it kind of fought out of it and landed straight. Anyways, let's test out the test run as well. Let's do a bit of a flex on this one. Okay, that came out clean. Might just be my forehand. Forehand approaches with the putters lies really nice in the hand. In the hand, on a forehand, feels kind of like a mix between a zone and a slower putter. It really is that in-between spot, and that's why it's such a nice approach disc. So good. I'm gonna have so much use for this disc. Like I said, I'm not getting paid to do this, but I love the putter. It's amazing. Let's put these discs to test and play a quick 9-hole round here with only Tefat Sport discs. I'm gonna have to putt with the putters as well. But yeah, hole 1, 80 meters straight ahead. You can see the basket. I'm going with the test run 3.1. A bit too far, but it's a putt. But you guys know the deal. 2 off the first. Let's use another 3.1. Skip. That was really weak. Let's try the 3.0 on a hyzer as well. See how much it fights. Oh, that's so nice. And so glidey. That might actually fly almost the exact same like my old Essence. And I've been looking for a replacement for my old Essence for a really long time. I actually have another Primal Run Essence that I've replaced it with, but it doesn't fly the same. But that might actually be flippy enough. I'm gonna use the softer 1.0 to putt with, and I think I'm gonna use this one for approaches. First putt of the day, tester on hole 1. It's in. Hole 2, 60 meters straight ahead. I'm gonna go for the test run again, the 3.1. Just throw it out on a hyzer and try to get it dumped down at the basket. A bit to inside, get through. Oof, that almost went in. I wanted to throw it a bit wider and try to get it around those twigs and branches, but I almost went through and almost threw it in the basket. 2 for 2. Woohoo! The basket is back on hole 3. If you guys are following me on Instagram, first of all, if you're not, go over there right now and follow. What are you doing? But if you're following me, you might have seen that last weekend I played the first Swedish Disc Golf Pro Tour tournament, and during round 2 I hurt my knee, so I actually DNF'd on round 3, and it's been 5 days since I DNF'd. It's a lot better. I'm not fully back, but it feels a lot better, so that's why I'm out here throwing. I'm not throwing full power, but I'm feeling a lot better. But hole 3, using the 3.1 on a forehand. That was a bit too high and I hit some branches. That was bad. Get up! No. No glide and so overstable. I threw it flat. In that short amount of time, it hyzered. Hole 4, 42 meters. Let's go for the ace with the stiffer one. Just a bit too far. Nice line though. 3 through 4. Hole 5, 70 meters. You can see the basket behind the bush there. Straight to fade, going with the 1.0. Soccer ace. Under the basket there's like a hole and it went into the hole. Let's throw the other one as well. Oh! Almost went in again. Skipped over the green thing. Okay, right now we're gonna decide if the 3.0 is -2 or -3. Yeah, that is -3. I'm gonna give it -3. Do I win the CTP with this one? Hole 6, 48 meters straight ahead. Might actually be a little bit shorter than that. But I don't think anyone has got an ace with a Tefat disc before. So let's try to be the first. Going with the softer 1.0 forehand straight in the basket. Glide. No. Just under the basket. Easy birdie though. Let's try to get an ace. My knee is actually starting to hurt a little bit. So I'm gonna take it really easy now. But let's still try to get the ace. That just slipped out. It was wet. Come on. Come on. Oh! That must have been so close. Hole 7, 60 meters straight ahead. Going with the softer 1.0. Sit. It's a bit of a right-left pushing wind, so that's why it had a bit more glide there. Let's try a flex line with the 3.1. Bad shot. Nice flight. Let's try putting with the stiffer one this time. Very nice putters. These might actually be a good alternative for your putting putters as well, because they're not too deep, so they lie really nice in your hand. And like I said, like no glide, so even if you miss, you're not gonna have a long comeback putt. But then they're a bit more overstable than the usual putting putters, so you would have to get used to that. But if you're putting with like a slight hyzer, like this, it's so nice. I could actually recommend these for putting putters as well. Very nice. Hole 8, 70 meters straight ahead, basket on top of a little hill. I think I still haven't used the 3.0 for an actual shot on the tee shot on my hole. So just for fun, gonna use it here. Go wide with a hyzer and try to spike it down. Oh, that's short. Nice line though. But that is so glidey. Like I threw it with like 2% power and it just glides through the air. So nice. That's a really nice beginner friendly fairway driver. But I still want to be the first one to get a Tefat ace. Let's try to do it here with the 1.0. That's in. No, it dropped. Oh, it was so good. That was such a good shot. But as you see, no glide. So it doesn't stay in the air. 3.1. Oh, that was so close. Oh, these discs are so good. It's insane. All right, we still have one more hole where we can get the ace. So let's try to do it there. 7 through 8. If we can get the ace on 9, then it's a perfect round. Hole 9, 38 meters straight ahead. Easiest hole in the world. Let's finish in style with the 1.0. Please? Please? Oh my god, I thought it was in. I thought I did it. 3.0 forehand. Like, look at the glide on that disc. I don't even have to throw it hard and it just glides forever. And it's a fairway driver. If you don't throw that far in disc golf, the 3.0 is gonna help you with distance so much. Like, it's understable and really glidey and not too fast. So if you still haven't broken the 100-meter barrier, I think the 3.0 might be the disc for you. For -8 with only Tefat discs. One of the main reasons that I got stuck on the 1.0 is when I first got the disc, I went out and just threw it a couple of shots just to try it out. And I had a throw-in from like 40 meters with a forehand. That was like one of the first shots I ever threw with it. It's so reliable, doesn't go far, so it's just gonna sit next to the basket. And it's not too fast and it's not too slow. Amazing disc. You guys are really gonna like this one. And for the 3.1, slightly overstable, really reliable fairway drivers. And then the 3.0, perfect beginner fairway driver. And like I said, if you're trying to break that 100-meter barrier, I think this might be the disc for you. The glide on it is insane and it's not too fast for a slower arm speed and it's really flippy. So this might be the disc you're looking for. But we've been talking a lot about the numbers. Numbers really don't matter. It's about how the disc flies for you and what it feels like in your hand. But if we have to do numbers, the 3.1, like I said, spot on, 8502. Just perfect. The 3.0 though, I would say 86 minus 3, 1, not minus 2, 2. And for the putters, I've settled at 3203 because it has that 3-speed rim, but it doesn't have the glide, so it doesn't really go fast in the air, but out of your hand it comes out like a 3-speed, but then it kind of breaks in the air. I was considering 3103, but it's not that slow. If you throw it hard and with a lot of spin, it's gonna stay in there a bit longer than a 1 glide disc. So yeah, 3203. Absolutely love these though. They haven't even announced this disc yet, but when they are coming out, you guys have to try these. They are freaking amazing. And if it wasn't because of my knee, I would stay here and try to get the first Tefat ace, but I don't want to overwork my knee once again. But like I said, you can actually get your hands on the 3.0 and the 3.1 right now if you go to järvadiscgolfstore.com or the physical shop at Järva, or you can actually DM the guys at Tefat Sport on Instagram and just buy it straight from them. But in the middle of May, the 3.0 is gonna come out to the other retailers, and a couple of weeks later the 3.1 as well. But we're gonna have to wait for the announcements on the 1.0, but when they are coming out, you need to get one. And if you want to support me and get my merch, like this cap right here that I designed myself, head over to pug.se right here and grab some of my merch. 2 designs, a lot of different options, get it over there. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe and comment down below what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.